Have you ever wondered how you? Today, we're diving deep inside the microscopic world of your cells to uncover one of life's greatest secrets, how your body builds itself from scratch every single second.
So let's really get into this. I want you to imagine your body as this enormous, sprawling construction project. But this isn't a project that happens just once. Oh no. It's happening trillions of times, every single second, inside every one of your cells. So how on earth does that work? How does one single master code direct the construction of literally everything?
Well, to understand any construction project, you really only need to know two things: who's on the crew and where are the blueprints. It's exactly the same inside the cell. So let's go meet the team. All right, here's our crew. First up, you've got the DNA. This is the master blueprint, the one that has every single instruction for everything. Next, we have messenger RNA, or mRNA. Think of it like a quick photocopy of just one page of that blueprint. Then you have the ribosome. That's our construction site, the factory floor where all the action happens. And finally, you've got the building materials themselves, the amino acids. These four are the stars of the show. Now, this whole operation isn't just random chaos. It follows a very strict, fundamental rule, a one-way flow of information, known as the central dogma of molecular biology. It's an idea that was first pieced together back in 1961, and it's pretty simple. Information flows from that permanent DNA blueprint to that temporary mRNA message, and then it's used to build the final protein. That's it. It's the core operating system of life itself. So our first stop takes us inside the main office, the most secure location in the entire cell, the nucleus. This is where the master blueprint, the DNA, is kept under some serious lock and key. This whole process of making a copy is called transcription. So when the cell needs a new protein, a signal comes in. A specific section of the DNA blueprint, what we call a gene, unwinds itself. Then an enzyme comes along and makes that temporary photocopy, the mRNA molecule. And here's the crucial part. That photocopy then leaves the nucleus, which means the original, priceless DNA blueprint never has to leave its safe room. And you can see why this is so brilliant, right? The whole system is designed for protection. By creating this portable little mRNA message, the cell makes sure that the original master code for, everything stays locked away, safe and sound, inside the nucleus. It's never put at risk. Okay, we've got our photocopy. Now it's time to actually build something. So let's follow that little mRNA message as it floats out of the nucleus and onto the bustling, chaotic factory floor of the cell. This next phase is called translation. Basically, we're translating the language of genes into the language of proteins. The mRNA docks at a ribosome, our construction site. The ribosome starts reading the message in three-letter words called codons. For every single codon it reads, a special delivery truck called a transfer RNA brings in the exact right amino acid. The ribosome links them together, and then, and this is a key move called translocation, it scoots one step down the mRNA to read the next word. It just keeps doing this over and over, building this chain block by block. And here you can see that assembly line in action. I mean, just look at it. The ribosome is like this little engine just chugging along the mRNA track. And the tRNA molecules are these tireless workers, just bringing in the right part at exactly the right time. It's this perfectly coordinated, beautiful dance that literally builds the stuff of life. Now, this system is incredibly accurate, but just like in the real world, sometimes mistakes happen. What happens when there's a typo in the master code? Think about it like this sentence right here. The fat cat ate the rat. Pretty clear what that means. But now what if just one single letter changes? The fat bat ate the rat. That one tiny little change, that typo, completely alters the meaning of the entire sentence. In biology, we call this a mutation, a concept that scientists have been working on for over a century. So when one of these mutations happens in the DNA, guess what? It gets copied directly into the mRNA. And that means when the ribosome is reading those faulty instructions, it might call for the wrong amino acid to be delivered. This one wrong piece can totally change the final shape and function of the protein. Sometimes it's no big deal, but sometimes it's a very big deal. So what's the big takeaway here? Well, the source material puts it perfectly. While a lot of these typos are minor, some can be, and I quote, considerable. A single tiny error in that original blueprint can lead to serious genetic disorders like sickle cell anemia, where a protein that's absolutely vital for our red blood cells just gets built incorrectly.
All right, let's pull back and put all these pieces together. Let's look at why this tiny microscopic construction project is really the engine of life itself.
This absolutely elegant journey, from a gene tucked away safely in your DNA, to a disposable little mRNA message, to a complex working protein like the keratin in your hair or the enzymes digesting your food, this is happening constantly, right now, in you. It is the fundamental process that takes a simple code and translates it into the complex, living, breathing reality of who you are. Science has given us these incredible tools, technologies that actually let us edit this very blueprint. As we really enter this age of genetic engineering, understanding how this whole process works isn't just a fun fact anymore, it's more important than ever because it leads us to a huge question. What happens when we become the architects of life itself? That's something for all of us to think about.